Some archaeological findings have to be seen to be believed. Sometimes you still won't trust your eyes even after you've seen them. What you're about to see in this video is going to test your understanding of history and maybe even make you rethink some of your oldest held beliefs. They're baffling discoveries that we still don't completely understand, but maybe we'll sharpen our understanding of them by examining them together. So, let's begin this countdown with number 15, Forbidden Pig Bones in Israel. Archaeologists in Jerusalem back in 2021 found the skeleton of a pig from the ruins of a 2,700-year-old building dating to the First Temple period. The structure had collapsed suddenly, crushing the animal inside. Alongside the pig's remains, bones of cattle, goats, fish, and gazelles were also found, but those showed clear signs of being butchered and cooked. The pig was still alive when the building fell, yet its presence raises questions. According to kosher dietary laws, pork was forbidden, and ancient Jerusalem was believed to uphold those rules. The pig's inclusion suggests either a local disregard for religious norms or that dietary laws were not universally followed during that era. Archaeologists suspect the building functioned as a butcher shop. Now, they're exploring whether its owner ignored religious law or if the cultural enforcement of such laws during the First Temple period wasn't as strict or uniform as once thought. Number 14. Anglo-Saxon Cave in Creswell Crags. At first glance, the sandstone caves near Creswell Crags in England were believed to be 18th century ornamental grottos, but recent archaeological analysis has changed that view entirely. Experts now believe the caves were occupied during the 9th century, potentially by King Eardwulf of Northumbria, who is thought to have lived in exile after being deposed. Architectural details such as narrow doorways and windows better align with Anglo-Saxon design than Georgian-era aesthetics. A carved stone pillar deep within the chamber closely resembles one found in a crypt at Repton, located just a few miles away. This has led some historians to propose that the cave may be the lost hermitage of Saint Hardolf, a figure who, some believe, was Eardwulf himself. If confirmed, the caves would not only predate their assumed origins by nearly a millennium, but also connect directly to one of early medieval England's most enigmatic and politically entangled monarchs. For now, it's a riddle. Number 13. Avebury Square Discovery. Most have heard of Stonehenge, but fewer know of Avebury, another ancient stone circle not far away. Built in stages over hundreds of years, starting about 5,000 years ago, Avebury is Europe's largest stone circle, measuring over 1,000 feet across. In 2017, archaeologists used ground-penetrating radar and soil resistance tools at the site for the first time. What they discovered was astonishing: a hidden square-shaped structure buried within the center of the circle. This square might be the oldest construction at the site, suggesting all later rings were built around it. That means the square wasn't an afterthought. It was likely central to the site's original purpose. A full excavation could reveal more, but it hasn't yet happened. The discovery challenges previous assumptions about the site's layout and meaning. It also hints that prehistoric monument design might have begun with symmetry and order, evolving into circles over time, showing how ancient minds worked through form, function, and sacred geometry. Number 12. Visigothic Sarcophagus in Murcia. Back in July 2021, archaeologists working in Murcia, Spain, uncovered a unique sarcophagus from the Visigothic period, remarkably preserved and carved by human hand. Located within the ruins of what was once a Roman villa, the sarcophagus lay inside a necropolis that replaced the former estate. Scholars estimate it dates back to the 6th century, based on the decorative style engraved across its surface. The most striking feature is the Chi Rho symbol, positioned where the head of the deceased would have rested. Originally introduced into Roman iconography by Emperor Constantine, the emblem became a Christian representation of triumph over death. While typically reserved for high-ranking individuals, this sarcophagus doesn't appear linked to imperial or military elites, making the symbol's presence intriguing. The villa itself may have shifted roles over time, from private residence to olive oil production site, and eventually to a burial ground, tracing a layered history across centuries of changing use. Number 11. Tomb of Lady Cable. Historians in Guatemala back in 2012 were thrilled when archaeologists finally uncovered the tomb of Lady Cable, a powerful ruler from the 7th century. Known as the Holy Snake Lord, she was one of the most prominent queens of the classic Mayan period. Her tomb was found during excavations at the royal city of El Peru Huaca, located in northwestern Petén. A small alabaster vessel carved to resemble a conch shell revealed her identity, its surface etched with an image of a mature woman rising from the shell's mouth. Surrounding glyphs matched her known iconography. Cable ruled beside her husband, Kainich Bahlam, for 2 decades and also held the position of military governor of the Huaca Kingdom. Her lineage, called the Imperial House of the Snake King, made her both a political and military force. Her title, Kalumte, translates to Supreme Warrior. Disturbing her resting place might have once been considered an act of bold defiance. She was not a figure to cross. And that's all we know. Other than that, the full story is a mystery. Number 10. Wonderwork Cave. The prevailing theory is that human origins trace back to Africa, and a 2021 archaeological find supports that belief. A team exploring Wonderwork Cave in South Africa's Kalahari Desert announced they'd found the earliest evidence of human cave dwelling. Even more astonishing is that they also uncovered the oldest traces of fire use and perhaps the very first human-made tools. The Canadian-led team from the University of Toronto dated early habitation to 2.6 million years ago. Over time, they saw the progression of tool types, from crude flakes and chopping stones to refined hand axes crafted nearly 1 million years later. Burned bones, scorched sediments, and blackened tools placed the fire use at about 1 million years old. All of this was discovered inside a single cave, indicating not just brief occupation, but long-term residence. These finds elevate Wonderwork Cave from an interesting site to a cornerstone of human history, redefining how early and how advanced our ancestors may have been. Number 9. Google Earth's Millennium Falcon in Egypt. If you've ever seen Star Wars, you'd instantly recognize the Millennium Falcon. In a weird twist, one YouTube user claimed to have found its shape, hidden in Egypt, via Google Earth. The video zooms closer and closer until a silhouette resembling the iconic ship appears on screen. But here's the catch. The same location now shows up blurred on Google's satellite images. Why? No one knows. Some suspect it's just a rock formation. Others think security forces censored the area. While rational minds lean toward coincidence or hoax, the mystery persists. The resemblance is bizarrely accurate, and the sudden pixelation only fuels speculation. Is it an alien spacecraft? Of course not. But it's weird enough that thousands believe there's more to the story. Whether digital glitch or optical trick, whatever was caught on that satellite image still triggers more questions than answers, especially now that we're not allowed to see it anymore. Number 8. Hallucinogenic cave art in Spain. Today, hallucinogens are restricted across most of the world. But to ancient people, they were a bridge to other realms. In Europe, where fewer natural hallucinogens grew, that didn't stop our ancestors from pursuing altered states. During the 19th century, archaeologists in Spain found a cave network with vivid paintings dating between 14,000 and 40,000 years ago. These caves are deep, narrow, and almost totally dark. At their farthest ends, oxygen is scarce. A 2021 study proposed that this combination, darkness and oxygen deprivation, triggered hallucinations. Those visual episodes may have inspired the paintings still visible on the walls. These people weren't just decorating, They were experiencing something deeply internal and projecting it outward. Whether the intent was spiritual or recreational is unclear, but the setting strongly implies purpose. The cave's extreme conditions weren't accidental. They were part of the experience. In that sense, ancient cave art may be as much about the mind as it was about the medium. Number 7. Gladiator Arena in Mastara. To ancient Romans, gladiator. Combat was no different than watching football today, brutal, loud, and wildly popular. While the Colosseum in Rome is the most famous arena, a hidden amphitheater in the hills of Mastara, Turkey, surfaced in 2021. Though mostly buried under soil and vegetation, aerial images revealed a distinct oval shape. The arena is roughly 1,800 years old, built during the Severan dynasty, and could seat up to 20,000 spectators. Researchers identified gladiator holding rooms and private entertainment chambers for the elite, suggesting not just blood sport, but spectacle. It's likely the only major amphitheater in the region, meaning crowds would have traveled from afar for shows. Despite being long forgotten, its size and structure rival other major Roman venues. Its sudden rediscovery adds a fresh layer to how far Roman influence spread, and how entertainment, even centuries ago, could pull entire populations together to cheer, gamble, and revel in organized violence. It's just bizarrely weird. Number 6. Germany's bent Iron Age swords. It's long mystified archaeologists why Iron Age swords recovered across Europe are often twisted or curved. In April 2021, a detectorist may have answered that. While exploring an ancient German hill fort, he uncovered one of the largest Iron Age weapon hoards ever found. Over 150 arms, including 40 spears and dozens of deliberately bent swords. Their dense grouping ruled out accidental damage. Experts now believe that after battles, the victors gathered enemy weapons, ceremonially bent them to signify defeat, and then buried them. It was both a symbolic closure and a ritual. This particular cache, estimated to be over 2,100 years old, adds weight to that theory. But there's a twist. Bent swords have also been found in soldier graves buried with honor by their own people. That hints at a broader ritual logic. Bending might have symbolized finality, a weapon's retirement upon its master's death. Either way, whatever the truth, these twisted blades speak louder than untouched steel ever could. Number 5. Ancient banqueting site in Cyprus. Again, back in 2021, archaeologists revealed a 2,200-year-old stone-carved banqueting complex at Nea Paphos, Cyprus. The site, likely tied to religious activity, sits atop Fabrica Hill, beside the remnants of an ancient temple. The layout features rock-cut tables and a huge altar, suggesting it was used for ritual feasting and animal sacrifice. These gatherings weren't casual dinners, but sacred events, possibly reserved for elite guests or clergy. Experts believe the site remained in use for nearly 400 years before being abandoned following an earthquake around 150 CE. Its elevated position and proximity to temple structures reinforce its ceremonial value. These communal rituals served as a blend of spirituality, status, and tradition. In a world without printed texts or formal doctrine, rituals like these helped bind people to faith and community. The find provides a rare look into how ritual dining shaped religious and social order in Hellenistic and Roman-era Cyprus. Number 4. Imperial building ruins in Nara. From above, the stone outlines in Nara, Japan, may look unremarkable, just two rectangular formations in an open space. But to archaeologists, they represent the most significant find in the region in decades. Announced in June 2021, the structures are thought to be the remains of a massive 8th century imperial residence, possibly the largest single building ever uncovered at the former Hejo Palace. Based on the site's scale and layout, scholars believe it once served as a retreat for crown princes or emperors. Empress Kokon may have been among the first to visit. Over 50 surrounding post holes mark where support beams once stood, outlining its grand frame. The building is believed to have been completed around 749 CE, but was destroyed by 770 CE for unknown reasons. Despite its short existence, its rediscovery offers rare insight into the early architecture, imperial life, and political presence of Japan's Nara period. Number 3. Skeleton of Giant in Silla Dynasty Tombs. In July 2021, archaeologists working in Gyeongju, South Korea, found 12 human skeletons inside newly discovered tombs from the Three Kingdoms era. 11 of the individuals were average in stature, roughly 5 feet 4 inches, but one stood out. This man measured close to 5 feet 9 inches, an extraordinary height for someone who lived over 1,500 years ago. His remains indicate a spinal condition that likely caused him pain throughout adulthood, possibly as a result of abnormal growth. Though tall by today's standards, he would have been considered a giant in his time. There's no sign he held elite status, but his burial within the same necropolis suggests he was part of the community. His unusual height offers rare biological data on skeletal variation and medical conditions in ancient Korea. The tomb's other remains may yield further clues about his social role, ancestry, or health. For now, he stands as the tallest known individual from that era. Number 2. Knife-wielding spider god mural. Finding murals devoted to animal deities isn't rare, but this one in Peru is different. In 2021, archaeologists came across a striking wall painting estimated to be around 3,200 years old. The image depicts a spider clutching what appears to be a blade. It's believed the mural was created by the Kupusnik civilization, which existed during the period and likely painted it. While details about their culture remain limited, it's thought that they associated spiders with fertility and rainfall. Worshipping a rain deity in this location makes sense, given the presence of a nearby river. Favorable weather would have allowed the water to sustain the people. Evidence suggests the mural was once part of a much larger temple. Sadly, that structure was demolished around 200 years ago when local farmers overtook the land. Despite the loss, what remains of this mural still offers insight into early Peruvian belief systems, symbolism, and their understanding of nature's cycles. Number 1. Mughal water tank in Fatehpur Sikri. In India, archaeologists uncovered a sizable Mughal-era water reservoir during their continued excavation work at Fatehpur Sikri. The structure dates to the 16th century and once featured a fountain at its center. It's less of a tank and more of a small reservoir, measuring 3 feet deep and 25 feet long. At its base lies a plastered floor, still faintly decorated with ornate limework patterns. Researchers believe the tank supplied a nearby row of uniform 2-story shops uncovered in 2019, an unusual architectural style for the time, almost resembling a modern shopping plaza. If the tank's purpose was to sustain these shops, it didn't last. The entire area appears to have been deserted by 1585, likely due to water shortages. In hindsight, digging a deeper reservoir might have made the difference. Now, the tank stands as a relic of early urban planning, one that collapsed under the very problem it was designed to solve. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon.